Good afternoon. I'm not holding my breath, but welcome to another episode of Dazed, Confused, and Generally Buggered, which is exceptionally how I'm feeling right now. Max finally gone down to sleep 2 and a bit hours after he would normally go to sleep, so that was interesting. That was fun. But anyway, he's now napping, and hopefully he will stay that way. And also, just a moment ago, we had jackhammering going outside my window. In fact, I was recording something. Let me just see if I can play this to you right now. And that was the sound effect outside my front window. So that was fun and games. But anyway, they seem to have stopped just for the time being. So hopefully they've stopped for long enough for us to do this live stream. If you don't know who I am, I don't know where I am or what day it is, but I'm Simon Scholes, founder and creative director of Perception Studios. We're an award-winning visual marketing agency. We help brands and businesses create video, animation, aerial photography content that really helps them stand out on their social media. We come up with all the creative ideas, all that kind of stuff. We help you through the whole process. But also, a few years ago, very sadly, my dad passed away. And one of the things that came out of that is I wanted to have a form of legacy, something that actually people remembered me for, because my dad had that and I didn't realize until he passed away. So I wanted to make sure that mine was slightly more prevalent, that people knew more about it. So I wanted to help people to grow their businesses, but without having to spend money to do it in the first place, because you get so many coaches out there who will charge you for their expertise, and then it's stuff that you can learn online anyway. So all I'm doing is giving you all of my expertise that you can go find everywhere else on the internet, but putting it all into one place for you so that you can learn how to create content yourself for free, how you can put content out from creating one piece of content and making that piece of content work harder for you. So today we're going to be talking all about more of that. In fact, today we're going to be specifically showing you how to put captions onto a video. Now, this is only if you have two pieces of software that I'm going to talk about, one that can do it and another one that can do it. If you have any form of video editing software, then generally they have the ability to put captions onto the content in some format or another. But I'm going to take you through the process that I do to get the file that you need and how I do it on my content and on my client's content, and then you have a good idea of how to do it as well. So shall we get started? First things first, as always, if you want to ask any questions about social media or video, please drop them into the comments. Whichever stream it is you're listening on or watching on, whether you're on Twitch, whether you're on Periscope, Twitter, YouTube, the Facebook How to 9 Times Your Social Media group, or the Perception Studios page, wherever you're watching, please do get in touch, say hello, let us know that you're watching out there. That would be really cool. Hello to Chris Davis, who's tuned in at the moment. He's an accountant and works at Ross Brook, which is an accountancy in Newbury. And am I right in saying Swindon and Abingdon, I want to say? I don't know if that's right. I think that's right. I seem to remember you saying you'd opened up an office in Abingdon. I'm not sure. Maybe you didn't. Maybe I'm imagining things. But anyway, Chris is on the stream today. If you're on the stream and you've got any questions at all, please feel free to drop them into the comments. We'll do our best to answer them after we've gone through today's subject matter. Also, hello to Mike Hull, who's tuned in at the moment. Hi again. I look forward to these videos. Me too. It kind of breaks up my day a little bit, which is why Max going down to sleep 2 hours later than usual was almost me tearing my hair out. But Max knows exactly what it's like to have a toddler and also a newborn baby as well, because he's got a newborn right now who screams a lot, but goes back to sleep again if you wiggle the bum, because I just saw the video on Facebook. Also, hello to Caroline Reeves, who's tuned in. And there's Chris Davis as well, if you fancied having a look at him and seeing how handsome he is. Anyway, right, shall we get cracking? We're going to talk about captioning, subtitles, whatever you want to call it. So there are loads of websites out there that are capable of providing you with these files. I'm going to talk about the one that I use. If you would like to use that website, please use the link in the description below underneath this video. After the video is finished, I'll be putting it all in there. Not only will you be helping me because I'll make some money out of it, but you'll save yourself some cash as well. It's a great website called rev.com. And yeah, all the links and everything will be underneath. All my affiliate links are down there. So yeah. So we're going to talk about rev.com and how you can put captions onto your videos. So I'm going to do some screen sharing. Shall we do that? And let's see how well this goes. Right, fingers crossed. We're going to be doing okay. So this is rev.com. Great website. That's the website up there. That's the website address, rev.com. And you have to create an account to use rev.com. It doesn't take more than 5 minutes to do. Obviously, I've got mine. I'm just going to sign in and give it my password. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, I'm in there. Now, these are all the files that I've created previously. So what I want to do is I want to create a new file. So Rev gives you two different options. So you can do what's called a rough draft. Now, a rough draft is definitely a rough draft. Like it says, about 80% accuracy. So it's not correct all the time. It works on an artificially intelligent piece of software that listens to what it is that you're saying. And if you've got perfect diction and a perfect voice, it will probably get it right. But if you maybe roll a word or anything else like that, it will make mistakes. So if you've got the capability of editing your transcription, 100% use rough draft because it's so much cheaper. However, if you don't have that ability, then use captions. Now, this is where somebody will sit down and specifically pretty much write the captions for your video and then send you the file for that. So they'll get it done artificially intelligently, and then they go through it and just change any of the mistakes, basically. So that's a far better option if you don't have the ability to edit the captions yourself before you mix them in with your video. I will still say, even paying $1.25, it's still only right about 97, 98% of the time. That's a lot better than 80%, but it's not 100% correct all the time. So you are still going to find that it's making mistakes now and again. Okay, so let's pretend we've gone for a full version, because I'm not going to do this properly, but I'm going to show you exactly the process I would go through. So it will bring up the captions page, tell you how much it's going to cost, how quickly they will do it. The rough draft will normally get to you within an hour, 2 hours. In fact, in the past, I've had it arrive with me within 5 minutes because not many people order it because they don't have the ability or the skill set to edit the transcription, the captions that it sends you. But you normally get your closed captions within about 3 or 4 hours, even when you pay for the $1.25 version. 24 hours is their maximum turnaround. So let's get started. So there are two ways of doing this when it loads up the page. You can either upload a version of the video yourself, or you can upload a version of the video from a URL. Now, the way I do it is I normally upload the file, because what I want to do is mix the captions into the video before I put it live anywhere whatsoever. However, if you've uploaded it to YouTube, or maybe it was a live video that you've done on Facebook and you want that to be captioned, then you could post the URL of that video into there and then send them that off instead. What I would normally do is I would say, right, okay, I want to upload the file. It will upload a special little page where you can find the file, drag and drop the file in. So let's just, for example, just say this was the one I was going to do. And then it will process that and go through the whole process. And then literally you just keep clicking next until it goes, right, okay, we're going to make up your caption file for you and we'll send it to you as an email. So I'm not going to email it because that's a rather large file, could cost me a small fortune to get captions done. So we're not going to do that. So anyway, so that's how you would essentially give them the file in the first place to create the captions for you. Then they will send you an email when your captions are ready. And we would go to, let's go back to the home page. And when you create it, you will get a files page like this, and all the files that you've created in the past, I've got like 5 or 6 pages worth, obviously, will all be there. So what you would do is you say, right, okay, my video is International Women's Day. That's the one I'm going to do. And you would download it. And then you would say, right, okay, I want to download the captions version. Now, these that I've done here are the rough transcript. I haven't done full-blown captions. If you do a full-blown caption, it will only allow you to download the captions. If you do a rough draft, it will allow you to also download a transcript version of it, so that you could turn that into a blog as well. So you get that downloaded as plain text. Let me just show you, for example, download it, and in its own time, it will, there we go. Fingers crossed that will pop up. We'll go back to this page in a second. Is that going to upload? My computer's a little slow. But basically, I'll open this page here and just reopen. And there you go. So that's basically the transcript of what I said in that video. And then what I can do is I can take that and turn it more into a blog. That's why I like using the rough draft version, not only because I have the ability to edit the transcript, the captions, because they'd be wrong, but I also get this so that I can then turn it into a blog nice and easily. Otherwise, you have to pay $125 per minute for your captions and then $125 per minute for your transcription as well. So you end up paying $2.50 for every minute just to get the perfect version of each one. I'm not that bothered about it because I can edit it. I've got the time to do that. But if that's what you want, brilliant, fine. Pay that $2.50 and get both the transcription and the perfect captions. But anyway, so we're going to download the caption version. And so let me just download that. So I want the captions. I want the SRT version. That's the one I want, and that's the one most softwares will want. So even if you don't have the ability to change captions yourself and render them into a piece of video editing software, I'm going to show you a piece of software that's available on both the Mac and on the PC as well that will allow you to render captions into your video without actually having to have a video editing software. It's really cool, but that's why you want your captions to be pretty much correct, because you can't edit them. So we're going to download an SRT file. Also, the main thing about SRT files as well is if you don't want to render the captions into your video full stop, you can upload SRT files to LinkedIn, to YouTube, and to Facebook. Now you can do it on Facebook and on YouTube. Even after you've uploaded the video, you can add captions. If you want to add captions to a video on LinkedIn, you must do it when you are uploading the video. You cannot change the video afterwards. It doesn't have that capability, not yet. Maybe it'll come in the near future, but Facebook and YouTube do. You can go in there and edit the video. You can go in there and add captions and caption files, but LinkedIn, you must do it at the same time as you're uploading the video. You cannot do it any other time. So we've downloaded our SRT file, and there it is sat there right now. So the software I use to edit videos, excuse me, oh dear, I am going to Center Parks, it's been cancelled. Anyway, the software I use to edit my videos is Final Cut Pro. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stop sharing this screen and share another screen. Chris Davis says Newbury, Swindon, Abingdon, and Hungerford. Ah, brilliant, excellent. There we go. I was almost right. Just missed one out. So here we go. Final Cut Pro. This is a software that I use. So this isn't the video we're going to put the caption files on for. So the caption files that we're going to add aren't for this video, but it's just to give you an idea of what is capable and what is possible with a caption file. So this is yesterday's Dazed, Confused, and Generally Buggered, which I have been turning into a podcast and then I'm ready to turn into videos and all sorts of stuff. So anyway, so we're going to add the captions to this video. So if you've got Final Cut Pro, it's dead simple. You just go to File, okay, Import, Captions. And then what it will do is obviously open up where they might be. Now we know it's in downloads because I just downloaded it. Downloads will open. There it is, White Chocolate Cheesecake Day. Import those particular ones because that's the ones I want. And there we go. They're actually there. Let's if I mute myself so that you don't have to listen to that. But there you go. Options. There you go. You see, and that's as simple as that. And then all you have to do is just, because obviously when it comes to the main video part, the actual they're covering up parts of stuff. So what I could do is I can move those around when it gives me a chance. It's taking its time, but I can move them around if I want to and change the position on the screen and all that kind of stuff. So it's that simple. With any editing software, you basically say, I want to import the captions file, give it the .srt file that you want to import, and it will put them there, timestamped specifically to certain points on the video. It's a really, really clever piece of software. Is rev.com. So that's really, really simple, really, really easy. There is another way of doing it. So the other way of doing it is a piece of software that I've used in the past, and I think I've mentioned a couple of times, and it's called Handbrake. Now I'm going to type this in here for you. Handbrake. So let me show you that. That's how it's. That's basically how it's pronounced and written. And let me just get the website for you because I think it's .fr. Yes, it is .fr. So it's Handbrake. Let me edit that. .fr. Save. And that is the website you need to go to. Now, if you download this piece of software, you need to be fairly certain your captions are correct, because if they're not, you can't change them and it's going to render in incorrect captions. But if they are correct, thumbs up, jobs are good and you're sorted. But download this piece of software. It's great. Number one, it really helps you with larger files. You can compress them down. It will destroy the quality a little bit, but you can compress them to a point where the quality is still good. And also the file size is a lot smaller than it originally was. Also, brilliantly, you can actually edit in subtitles, which is what I'm going to show you. So here we go. Let me just share the screen again. And this right here is Handbrake. Handbrake is, I think it's brilliant. I think it's a great little tool. So what have we got here? So what I've done is I've gone into source and I've said I'm going to use one of the videos I did the other day with Alan Spicer. I haven't got transcriptions for these yet either, but I'm going to use that one there. Our description's important. So there we go. It's uploading that into the system now. Now I decide, right, where do I want it to go? That's your destination right here. So I say, right, okay, browse, and I want it to go back into the folder where he is, and the social media podcast, and Alan Spicer, and then we'll make a folder called Handbrake files. There we go. So then I say that's where I want to put it. Okay, then we go to subtitles. Okay, dead simple. You literally take your subtitle file, and this is exactly how it used to work. I haven't used it in a long time, so if it changes, I do apologize. And you drag it into there, into this big window here. And it will tell me that no valid source is found. That's not meant to happen. That's not meant to happen. Oh dear, why has it done that? Let's try this again. Source files, our description is important. Open that. Okay, let's try that again, shall we? Subtitles. Okay, so that's not what we want. We just want this SRT file right here onto there, and it's done it again. Anyway, what's meant to happen, because it's not going to do it, is it's meant to come up and say, okay, right, now mix it down. You would say start, and it would then encode it and put it into that folder for you. My computer's obviously having a bit of fun with me today, which goes along with everything else that's been happening today. Anyway, Mac's going to sleep late, jackhammering outside the window. Why should this be any different? Yes, exactly, it shouldn't. So, but anyway, so that gives you a good idea of what's meant to happen. Let me just actually show you what would happen if you were going to render it down. We'll just put a different file in there. And we say, right, okay, you start it and done. And it will encode through just down here. You can see it's doing its job. And once it's finished, it will ping up and just say, put down the cocktail, your file's ready. And it's as simple as that. Really, really easy, really, really simple. I'm going to stop that from doing that because I don't really want it. Cancel current, continue, done. Right, okay. And that's it. That's how easy it is to use Handbrake, although obviously I've just proven it's difficult because it didn't want to work with me today. Let's try again. Let's do it the long way. The short way is to normally drag it in. Let's do it the long way. Add an external SRT. You see it's going to work now, isn't it? Here we go, downloads. White chocolate cheesecake. Open that. Use so-and-so. Okay, so maybe it's changed, so you have to do it the long way around. You used to be able to just drag and drop it. But in case, go to track, add external SRT, then tell it which one it is that you want. It drops it in there. Then you just press start. Yes, I want to overwrite that version that's there. And that's it. It will do it for you. And we'll leave that to run through, and maybe we'll come back to in a minute and show you exactly what it's done. But basically what it's doing is adding the captions over the top of the video as well as compressing it at the same time. Don't have to love technology sometimes. Right, stop sharing that. Okay. Mike is saying the stream is lagging a little bit. Only every now and again, so not to worry. Yeah, let's just not mention things going wrong today, shall we? Okay, Chris Davies. While that is rendering down, let's go through some of the questions that have come in. I'm planning on doing short scripted video today. I have used DV Prompter in the past, which acts as a teleprompter for the words. Can you recommend a good one? Okay. So there are a lot of teleprompter softwares available. It would be a case of trying to find one that works best for you. They generally don't come cheap, teleprompter softwares. And I would stick with what you're used to using. There was one I used to have. I don't know if I've still got it on my phone. No, I don't, unfortunately. But there was one I used to have, which was half decent. Let's just have a look. You're just looking for teleprompter software. So teleprompter. And yeah, you've got quite a few here. Teleprompter for video. Teleprompter Lite, which probably won't do much for you because it's a light version than the premium version. That's the one I used to use. Big View. I tend not to really script videos that much, so I don't use it. But Big View, teleprompter, and captions. And the only downside of that is you have to film it on your phone because the captions come up past your phone, and so it uses the lens for you to talk to and the script coming up along the phone. You could maybe do it on an iPad as well. But Big View, let me just hold that up there again so you can see it. BIGVU, not the word view. And yeah, it worked all right. But generally, I would stick to one that you're happy using and go from there. Personally, what I prefer to do, because scripting does tend to come out as if it is scripted, because no matter what you do, you feel like you're reading, especially if you're not trained at it. So you end up reading a script to people, and so you end up talking at them rather than to them. What I would probably suggest is saying, and knowing that you can talk, Chris, and knowing that you have the ability to communicate, I would probably say, take what you're going to say, bullet point it, and talk around that. And maybe stick those bullet points where the lens is on your camera, whether you're using your phone or your iPad or an actual camera, and use that as your way of communicating. Because even if it took you maybe 3 or 4 attempts, it would be far more human, and you'd end up talking to the people who are behind the lens rather than always reading the script and not wavering and it not being you. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I'm very hesitant unless something definitely has to be scripted because of all the stats and wording that's in there. If you've got a lot of statistics that need to be said, yeah, maybe okay, scripting is probably the way to go. But if you don't, if it's purely talking about what you guys can do and how you can help at the moment in the current situation with the new loans and that kind of stuff that came out the other day, then I would definitely recommend actually making it more you than a scripted version. But there are some good teleprompters out there. It's just finding one that works well for you and one that will still allow you to talk to the lens of the camera. And that is essential. That's why TV studios, when they're using teleprompters, the teleprompter is actually over the top of the lens of the screen. And it's a special mirrored system that will actually then show the wording to the person who's going to be reading it, but they can still talk to the actual lens of the camera because the teleprompter is over the lens of the camera. The words are coming over the lens of the camera. They can't see the lens of the camera, they can just see the words. But the lens of the camera can't see the words, it can just see the person. Because you need to be talking to that lens. So as long as you can get a teleprompter that will allow you to do that, then feel free to use one. But just be aware it might feel a little bit stilted as a piece of content because you're not talking to the audience. You're going to probably end up talking at them a little bit because you are reading and you're not a television presenter for the best will in the world. Right. Okay. Shall we go back to the captioning and how that's gone along? So I'm going to show you again what happens when Handbrake finishes. So we're going to share that screen. See, there it goes. Put down that cocktail. Your Handbrake queue is done. So, okay. So we know where we've put it. We've put it into that particular area there on the Elements drive, the social media podcast. So that's where we'll go and find the Elements drive and the social media podcast. Alan Spicer, we know it's in the Handbrake files, and there it is. All handbraked up, all nicely done, and it's failed. Oh, you so-and-so. It's just cabbaged out on me. 1 second. Let's just restart the software. Let's do it again. My computer is really playing games with me today, shall we say. Let's do that one more time, another 5 minutes. But if you've got any questions today, this stream is all over the place. It really is haphazard today. I do apologise. I did have a plan, but it's just kind of gone out the window. So anyway, if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to ask them in the comments. Please ask them in the comments, because I'm struggling today and I need some encouragement, some help. So any questions whatsoever, drop them in the comments. If you're watching on the replay as well, of course, the comments are still open to you. You can still ask questions today, and we'll do our best to answer them in the next stream. Or if you are afraid to ask questions, even in the comments, don't forget, my email is always open. It is scrolling along on the bottom there. Go and drop me an email. I'm more than happy to have a chat with you on email, answer any of your questions, take you through the captioning process. Probably way better than I have done in this video right now, and we can go through it for how it could work for you. Rev.com as well is the website, like I mentioned. It's available in my pants. The link is in my pants, so go and check that out and ask any questions there if you want to ask some questions. Michael is asking, what software are you using to put the title over this live stream? Okay, so this live stream is done with a piece of software. Again, the link is in my pants, called StreamYard. Really great piece of software. So there are 3 packages to StreamYard. So StreamYard allows you to do all the kind of stuff that I've put over the top. So the Dazed, Confused and Generally Buggered and my logo, and those have been put there by me. I created a PNG, and I can hide it and I can put it back. I can hide it and then I can put it back. So that is created by me, and that goes as an overlay. Then you have my name, which is just here, which you type in before you start your streams on whatever channels it's going to go on. And then you can choose the different colorations of it. So it could be bright red if I wanted it to. I could change the color to green. I could change the color to blue. Oh, that's quite nice, actually. I quite like that. Or take it back to red, which is my color for Perception Studios, but I don't want it to be completely red because that's just too garish, so I put it to minimal. Then you can create banners that can go along the bottom of your screen, which is really cool. So I've got the email streaming across there at the moment. If you're going to talk about the streams and what I talk about on social media at all, then please always do include how to 9 times your social media as a hashtag. Or for example, if I don't want it to be a ticker, I can edit that, tell it not to do that, save it, and show that instead as that way. Or like I did earlier with Handbrake, you could have a website address up on there as well. Obviously, none of this is clickable, but it's a really great piece of software. Again, link in my pants. Go and click on that. You can save yourself $10 on your first month subscription. And also, again, it would help me out a little bit as well, because I would get a little bit of a kickback from the wonderful guys at StreamYard. But it is a really great piece of software. The only thing I will say is, so to stream to one channel, so if you only want to stream to one platform, then it's completely free. If you want to stream to more than one platform, then it costs you money. So if you want to stream to 2 platforms, if memory serves me correctly, it's $25 per month, or you can pay for a full year in advance, which is slightly cheaper. And then if you want to stream to as many platforms as I am doing, and so I've done this as a trial for a month just to see how it goes, how the daily lives go, then you can stream on up to 5 platforms. So I'm currently on Twitch, Periscope, YouTube, and 2 groups on Facebook until I'm allowed to stream on LinkedIn. And that is $49 a month and slightly cheaper if you pay it all up front. But it's a really great piece of software. You can chat to people privately on the software as well, or I can post a comment, so I can say hello everyone, and that will go out to the entire streams, whatever stream that you're watching on right now. So it's a great piece of software. Really definitely recommend it. Take a look at it, and afterwards you can download the content as a recording, as either audio or as both video and audio, and then you can do whatever you want with that video and audio. Me personally, I turn it into a podcast and multiple pieces of video content. You can do whatever you want with it, but it's a really cool piece of software, but not the cheapest on the planet, I don't think, personally. I think $49 a month is a little bit steep, but it is capable of doing a lot of stuff, and I really do like it. Whether I'm going to pay for another month afterwards, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, really good, really good. And definitely, if you want to use it, use the link in my pants. Help me out. Okay, right, we're going to go back to sharing the screen, and let's do that. And showing you exactly what Handbrake has done. So hopefully, actually, if I just share my entire screen, that's probably easier. Done. Okay, we've got multiple versions of me on screen at the moment. What we're going to do is open up Finder, and then I'm going to go to Elements. And we're going to go to the Social Media Podcast and Alan Spicer and Handbrake Files. And hopefully we're onto a winner now, and we have a podcast with transcription. Is this where I have overlays? You can't choose on the screen where they're going to be, but if you have a blank video, absolutely great, absolutely great. I think that looks brilliant personally. So I would definitely recommend, if you don't have editing software and you don't have the skill set to render stuff yourself, and you don't have the budget to pay somebody to do it for you, then 100% handbrake.fr, the website to go to, download the software, and you can upload your subtitles, your captions, whatever you want to call them, that way instead to your content. And it's completely free, because free is my favorite 4-letter word. So really, really cool. Mike says, that is brilliant. It looks great. It does. I'm guessing you're talking about StreamYard because it's a slightly older comment. But yeah, no, it does. And also, like I say, I think the captions look pretty good as well, done through Handbrake. So 100% check it out. And for free, you can't go wrong, really, can you? The only cost of doing your captions is going to be the $1.25 a minute through rev.com, or the 25 cents a minute if you go for the rough draft, because you're able to actually edit them yourself. Or you can get in touch with somebody like myself or another editor that you may know who will happily do it for you and edit that content. But then obviously you're going to add in an extra cost. So you're better off getting them to do more than just caption a video for you, because most people will probably charge you an hourly rate. So what can they get done in that hour? Let's face it, doing those captions would not take me an hour to do that work. So it might take an hour to download the file, upload the file, render it off, and all that kind of stuff. But for me personally, I would just charge for the time when I'm doing the work. So you have a minimum rate for most editors. That's the minimum they will charge you. So try and get more out of them within the hour's work. Michael asking another question. I recently made a video and typed up all the captions myself. It was painful. Thanks for bringing rev.com to my attention. It's the worst. I've done it in the past myself when things like that didn't exist. When we used to use things like Windows Movie Maker to make vlogs and that kind of stuff. And it's the reason why I never did subtitles very often on my videos, because it was so painful. So painful. The time it takes to write those captions as you're listening to yourself and then to put them up onto the screen, it just takes forever. And to get the timing right and all that kind of stuff, Rev does it all for you. It's all done for you, all the timestamps. getting the caption right. It's all there. The English is right. Like I say, there are times it will make mistakes, and so being able to edit the file before you put it live would be very handy. So yes, I would definitely look at being able to do that with an editing piece of software. You can actually open up an SRT file, but you need to have the right application to do it. Let's see if I can open up the text file, and then because I can drop an SRT file onto there and see it brings up. Well, no, you won't see because I'm not sharing my screen. 1 second. Share screen. Application window and that one there. Okay, so I'm just going to move it so I can see it. So when you open up an SRT file with a piece of software like TextEdit on the Mac, probably Notepad would do it on the PC. So then you can scroll down, you can see the first one that it's doing is now the guide, how the devil are you? Well, excellent. Well, so that's my stuff. And then you go, oh, that's not what I need to say. I wanted to say vlogger, not blogger. So you can go into there and say vlogger, and then you can go through and change that to say, well, flavoring spelled with a U because I'm not American, and all that kind of stuff. And you can go through and change it and save it and then render it in. But actually, it's a lot easier if you're able to just drag the file in and see where it's talking about, because you'd have to play the video in the background to edit that, and it just all becomes a little bit confusing. So yeah, if you've got editing software like I know you will do, Mike, definitely use your editing software, drag it in over the top, use it that way, use your SRT file that way. If you've got the money, spend $1.25 a minute, get a perfect version of your captions, or as close to perfect as possible, and render them in using Handbrake if you don't have editing software yourself, and just make life a little bit easier for yourself. But definitely do captions if you can do. I've had a lot of people asking me about captions. Why would you use captions? All that kind of stuff. The simple answer is not everybody can hear. So subtitles are obviously very important to those people who are hard of hearing or are actually deaf. And not only that, not everybody is in a situation where they're able to play a video with the audio on. For example, you might have a little baby who you want to sleep, but you still want to consume content. Rather than plugging in your headphones, you can just put your phone on mute and read what the person is saying, that kind of stuff. Or more prevalently, when we go back to work, and we will do once this is all over, we'll all go back to our offices to do work. You don't want the boss to know you're watching videos, but you can read them while you're watching it because you don't have to have the audio on. So then he can sit at his desk, not know you're watching a video. You can sit at your desk, watch a video, and read what's being said. That's generally why most people will put captions on videos so people can watch videos during the day, during their working day, and not get into trouble. Mike is asking, will Rev work with song lyrics? Do you know? Had a few opportunities to do lyric videos, could be useful. I don't see why it wouldn't. Yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't, I'll be honest. It probably does very much depend on how difficult it is for the person to decipher them, because you'd probably have to put it into the full-blown $1.25 a minute version rather than just the AI version. Because if you're struggling to know what the lyric is, AI is really going to struggle to know what the lyric is, and then you're going to end up with a lot of work on your hands. But I don't see why it wouldn't work. It just, yeah, the person who's doing it at the other end might struggle the same way you do, but it's for the sake of trying on a 4-minute song. It's not a bad crack at giving it a go. See what comes out the other end for what would that be, $5? Yeah, give it a crack. See what happens. Let me know. I'll be honest, I've never, ever tried to do it with a song. It's not something that's ever come up, but definitely worth a try. And again, yeah, I can't imagine why it wouldn't work. The only thing that might be an issue is if it's a cover version of a song. So then obviously it would be copyrighted. But if it's an original song, somebody else's content that they've gone, right, can you make a lyric video for us because we're an originals band? Absolutely. I really can't see that being a problem. Give it a go. Give it a go. You may not want to go down the captioned route to do that, because if you're going to make a lyric video, that might not necessarily be the video for the song with the lyrics just over the top. Some people make videos where it's purely the words doing different animations across the screen. If that's what you mean, maybe get a transcription version of it and do it that way. But yeah, have a crack. Why not? Like I said, the only problem I can see there really is if it's copyrighted content. And right, I'm going to stop because the generator has just started up again outside, and I have a distinct feeling Mr. Jackhammer, there he is. He's coming back out to play. Oh, dearie me. Anyway, thank you so much for watching today. Sorry it's been a bit higgledy-piggledy. Hopefully I've answered most of your questions that have come up. If you do have any other questions, feel free to drop them in the comments, even now after the stream ends. And also, if you're watching on replay, please do ask the questions. One other thing I do want to talk about before I go, and this is for most people who are actually running a business at the moment and maybe a brand and want to get it out further. As you can see in the top corner just there, I've just put it here. This is powered by StreamYard. However, I can put your logo there. So if you would like to chat to me about potentially sponsoring the Dazed, Confused and Generally Buggered stream and all the content that goes with it for a week, then please do drop me a line. I'd be more than happy to have a chat, and we can have a chat about you sponsoring Dazed, Confused and Generally Buggered. You can see it right there at the moment, powered by StreamYard. I can take that off and put your logo there instead, and then do a little bit of a spiel each time that we're live, talking about your brand, talking about your business, and getting you out to a wider audience, a new audience perhaps, hopefully. Anyway, right, I'm going to disappear. Thank you very much. Blimey O'Reilly. That's gonna. I really hope that doesn't wake up the toddler. Thanks for Caroline for watching. Thanks for Chris for watching. Thanks Mike for watching, and everybody else who's watched this morning and asked questions and stuff. I will catch you tomorrow at whatever time he decides to go to sleep. Until then, have a good rest of your day. Stay safe. If you're going outside, wrap up warm and in some dry clothing. It is very wet out there. But yeah, have a